Is I believe we're 2 of 11 on third down, and up until that point, we've been pretty good on third down this year. But obviously, that was a big part of the game. So going back and looking at what the issues were on third down, a big part of it was 6 of the 11 were 3rd and 10 or longer. We really put ourselves behind the chains. We had 5 tackles for loss and 1 penalty on first and second down that really put us in those 3rd and long situations, which obviously are more difficult. And then we had the 1 opportunity there on the 3rd and short early in the game that we didn't get. So really, yesterday was all about studying the video as coaches and players, finding where the mistakes were, taking ownership in that, and finding ways to get that corrected, and then learning from it and moving on. And that's a big part of what we do here. Obviously, we've had a lot of wins, and after all of those wins on Monday, Coach Sweeney comes in with the big windshield picture right there in front of the team in the team room, and with a small rear view mirror and a big windshield, and it's always about what's next. Whether you win or lose, you got to learn from the good and the bad, and then put your eyes forward and move on, and that's what we'll do. Obviously, an open week gives us an opportunity to really do 2 things. Number 1, study ourselves, where we are after 7 games, the things that maybe we've done well, things we need to improve on, and then also get a head start on Georgia Tech, and that's what we're doing today and the rest of this week.
You had 5 tackles for loss that put you kind of behind the chains a little bit. How do you improve that going forward?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing is you go look at them individually. How did they happen? And it really it comes down to maybe one guy on each of those plays. I think there's one guy not doing his job and having a missed assignment. And so really, as coaches, really just showing the guys how all it takes is one guy to not be where he's supposed to be. We had that several times, and then like I said, against defense like that, it's very attacking. It's hard to get behind the chains. So really, we got to do a good job as coaches, putting our guys in situations where they can execute, and then, the guys obviously got to do a good job of knowing their assignment and executing it. And there's a very fine line, and you see that in that type of game. It wasn't like there was just this, 10 or 12 mistakes. It really came down to about, 5 to 7 plays, and that can be the difference in those type of games.
How do you get the deep ball back? Teams were kind of playing that cloud coverage and blitzing a little bit underneath.
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of, finding the right spots. And, we had one early where we hit Milan. We were trying to take a deep shot, and they were in cover 2. Ever since maybe Wake Forest, the first drive, where we hit Dion on that main coverage, we haven't got a lot of main coverage since then in those last 2 games. But we as coaches still can try to find some opportunities. And the other thing is just being patient and taking what they give you. Sometimes that can be frustrating, and you want to force the ball down the field. But you got to be smart at times with that as well.
What's the mood like right now in the locker room and amongst the team as they try to refocus their minds on this bye week?
Yeah, well, number 1, this group's not used to having a Monday after a loss. I think, especially a road game, I think only the seniors in that room have experienced that. Obviously it's disappointing. It stings a little bit, and it needs to sting a little bit. If we get to the point where it's okay to lose, and that's not a place you want to be, and definitely not the culture that we want to have. But I think it's all about having the right perspective and really understanding why we lost the game, the things we can do to improve it. And the biggest thing Coach Sweeney talks about all the time is all of our goals are still out in front of us. The only thing that's off the table is being undefeated. But our 5 goals that we set every year, those are still in front of us, and we got a lot of big opportunities ahead. So let's learn from them.